We are live. And apparently I can pin messages at the top of my chat for viewers to read. Click any message to see these options. Sweet. Well, I am mostly excited that my orientation is horizontal today.
Do people not like that?
Well, a lot of people watch it vertical. I mean, they don't watch it vertical, they watch on their TVs. And so they just like this better. Okay, so today, on top of doing the giveaways, I'm going to be doing a distressed tumbler. And this is a tumbler we did the other day because we love it. At least I do. Do you guys love it? I feel like I super love it. This is the Oceanic Glitter from Color Passion. Yep, Color Passion. And yeah, I love it. But today we're going to make it into a distressed piece. So first thing we have to do is tape up parts of it. And so I have some handy dandy this tape. B, do we have any wider tape than this?
I looked. I thought we did. We do not.
What is that?
Maybe that's just crappy tape. Yeah.
Oh, I'm okay with.
Glue, like good thick glue tape, but it must be something around.
Who knows? What's up, Kat? Hello, Jerry. Heidi. I'm glad to see you. I haven't seen you here for live in a long time. So never mind this. We were taking tallies of the shirts. What's today? There's still a sale on our website for the restock. So 15% off. If you want to try out this glitter, the code is free stock. Artistsoldot.com. Do I need to write that out? I feel like you guys know where we are. Okay, so first things first. We went ahead and glittered this tumbler. So it's got already a top coat of resin on it. And I prepped the cup by taping up the clean rim. And I gave myself a little tail so I can pull the tape later easier. And so the first thing this is an optional part. You don't have to do this part. This is just what I do. I tape up the areas that I'm going to want to distress because I try to work smarter, not harder. And just trust me, it's easier if you just leave voids instead of try to remove that much spray paint, which essentially is what we're going to be doing. So I just take a piece of tape and I will rip it and tear it in order to give it kind of an uneven edge. And I'll take the little bits that I tear off and create the points on some of these. Just, you don't have to take my word on it, but also maybe, because I would argue that the most difficult part about this style of tumbler is trying to remove all of the spray paint that you're going to add, because we're going to add a lot of spray paint. So we're good. We like that one. And I like to do them some that are coming up from the bottom and then some that come down from the top as well. What's up, Vamp? Are any specific alcohol inks that go into resin or should stick with dyes? I would stick to tints and dyes that are made for resin just because those alcohol inks just they're not trying to stay around for a long time. Vamp, you're supposed to be taking a nap, ma'am. Yeah, she has a headache today. A migraine, really. And then I take these little ones that I have trimmed off, and then I also will use them. You're just trying to make a little bit of tearaway areas, some areas where you don't have to work so hard to remove all of the spray paint that you're going to end up putting on this piece. I'm not putting too many of these because I'm going to geode one or two of them. I'm going to geoid them. Well, that one just decided to rip on its own. That's convenient. So yeah, I always rip them in just funky shapes because it just makes my job easier later. All right. All right.
$75.
The host on our last cruise, that's what her voice was. All right. But she was really nice. And then what should we do with the bottom? I think I'm gonna just make this come to a point on the bottom as well. Or try to. You can do it. Ugh. I promise the fun part will happen in a minute.
Here's the fun part.
This is definitely a little bit boring in comparison. And then I think I'm just gonna rip this one. There. So we have one that comes down and then the rest, not so much. Cool. Now we're gonna do the extra part. So the next part involves layers. So I'm gonna need a heat situation. Unplug it. All right, got that. Check and check. Okay, so whatever color you're gonna spray, we're gonna do it in layers. And you need to do the darkest color first because that leaves a great, like a shadow. So I'm gonna use, I was thinking about using black, but I've deviated from that. And I don't have a spray can in it.
I wish you'd put some shoes on.
Spray cap. Gotcha, my love. Okay. So when you use spray paints, be in a well-ventilated area, away from open flames, and all that sort of, yeah, all the things I'm supposed to say so that I don't get in trouble if someone does something silly. Okay, so this is a purple gloss. I don't know if gloss is necessary or just most of the people that I saw do this had gloss. And the first time I did this, I was like, there goes all of my pretty everything. I'm covering everything that I love up, but it will look amazing in the end. I'm doing light bursts of spray so that you don't fully drench everything in spray paint. And then we dry. Gloss spray paint takes longer to dry than any other kind of spray paint, in my opinion. And I think it's more than an opinion. I think it's actual science. Doesn't it? Like, it's actual science that it. And if you put too much spray paint down, it'll start to dribble and move and shift and like that. Learn from my mistakes. That's a shift in paint because I put too much. And as you can see, I didn't even put that much. As you can see, but I'm not really that worried about it because this is not the final coat. Another thing I'm not the biggest fan about using gloss spray paint is with matte spray paint, you can tell when it's dry because it goes from shiny to not shiny. Shiny is wet. And then when it's not shiny anymore, it's dry. With gloss, it just looks like this all the time. And it takes forever to dry, especially if it's rainy or really humid out. So if you're not on a live feed, you can just spray it and forget it until later. But you want to make sure each layer is dry before moving on to the next. It's dry enough because it didn't come off on my finger, but it's still not, you can hear it come, you can hear my finger come off. And whoever ends up with this cup has a couple of my fingerprints, but that's fine. Next, I'm going to put some gold in. Make sure you shake your paints really well and do a couple test sprays to make sure that it's not just propellant. I wouldn't do my top layer in gold because for some reason it just doesn't look as vibrant under resin. However, metallics dry faster than gloss spray paint, so this won't take very long. And what I'm doing is layering up the color so that when I start to do the relief, like taking the spray paint off, it will kind of remove itself in layers because you have to, you know, kind of work down through them. And it looks really, really cool. Also, you can see there's some errors in the original finish. And if I was paying attention, I would put my my geoid voids in those areas because you'll be able to see them under solid paint. Whereas if it was just glitter showing, you wouldn't be able to see it as prominently, especially since you're going to put another coat of resin on it. Hope you guys are excited about the giveaway at the end of this video. I know I am. Oh, and in addition to what the winners are getting, Jeff is also giving away keychain and custom stir stick. It is custom. It's unique. It's one of a kind-ish. Well, it's one of a kind times however many you made. I'm also going to put a magenta satin on there. I don't know what's going to happen with it, but ooh, those colors look good together. I would almost be okay with the top color being this. Okay, I was going to top color it white, but should I leave it magenta? I mean, maybe it would still look better as white, but thought I'd ask. But what do you guys think? Most people, when they do tumblers, do a time lapse because this part is rather boring, but we do live around here. Satin is also a color that when it dries, you can notice it a little bit more than the gloss. Also, I feel like the UTC gloss, if you guys do countertop stuff, I feel like the UTC gloss should actually be called, you guessed it, satin. I'm a pink gal and bathe me in glitter kind of gal. Listen, glitter is always an option. It even has a shirt that says that. I think I'm going to put them on my site. Glitter is always an option. Or not. When all else fails, white. That is a quote my husband said many, many moons ago. P.S. I have to go take a driver's test today. I feel like I'm an actual child because I have to go take a driver. Like, I have to get in a car with another grown adult that probably is younger than me. Probably DJs on the weekend. And let this person great, no shade to people that do that sort of thing, but you know what I mean? Like, anyways. That's my life. All right, I am going to top coat it with flat white just because. We'll be able to see the pink coming through, promise.
Are you supposed to resin that first and then do that?
There is resin on it. I resined it after I did the glitter. Yeah. Well, if I did resin between the layers, then it won't come off. And I'm wanting it to come off in kind of layers.
I thought you meant you do that red.
So this is the final layer of spray paint. So you want it to be complete and no gaps. You want it to be a solid color. Which it looks like it is. Do you guys remember that 100 whatever challenge? And like people were putting 100 layers of nail polish on, or 100 paraffin wax dips. You guys remember that? Am I aging myself by remembering that? Yeah, parallel parking is one of the things I'm like, ugh, I have to do that for real with you here, like with you watching. How many tries do I get? Can I have a do-over already? So as you're probably noticing, the paper that I put down, nope, that's not paper. That is actually tape. Ooh, that is not dry. I prefer matte spray paint. I don't know if I told you that, but it's true. Okay, so when you hit tape with heat, it starts to melt the adhesive. So a lot of my tape's coming off, which is fine because we're about to pull it anyway. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull it. You'll already see some of the layers showing. This is going to look so good. Oops. I don't know how I did that, but we'll make it work. Ooh, that left some adhesive on. If you run into an issue where some of the adhesive is left, don't worry about it because we're about to use some acetone to remove the paint, and that will absolutely remove any sticky left behind because we hit the tape with so much heat. Okay, I'm gonna have to redo the base of this, but I'm gonna still I didn't let it dry completely enough, so it's kind of peely a little bit. And that can happen when you don't let the layers dry completely. So learn from my attempt to be in a hurry, and don't be in a hurry. We're going to roll on with it because it's still going to be a cool looking tumbler. And I just won't resin it with you guys today so I can clean it up after the live feed. But not exactly after the live feed because I have to go take some trimers test. So if your tumbler was fully dry, you wouldn't have to put it onto the turner like this. You can just set it down regular. But since I'm in a hurry, apparently, we got problems. I'm gonna get you guys a little bit closer. Sorry for all the movement. All right, here we go. So I went ahead and took all my rings off because I don't want, I don't know if acetone hurts it, but I am using 100% acetone. If you have nail polish remover, then you have acetone. And for this also, I'm just going to be using paper towel. You can use a rag if you wish. We're going to just put a little bit of your acetone on your rag and just start pressing down, and it'll start removing some of the spray paint. It's going to look real sketchy for a little bit, but it's one of those trust the process things. And if you push your nail down a little bit, it'll extra remove some of the paint, so you can remove it in kind of a point like that. And we'll clean up that all the paint that's on the outside. You can just also just wipe it off without that much pressure. I never took driver's ed in school. So as you start to rub everything away, your little center druzy area is going to get kind of clouded with some of the spray paint that we're wiping away, but you can always go back in and rub that off after you complete your shape. Conversely, you can also just, if you have a Cricut or some kind of special cutter, you can just cut these shapes instead of using the tape. I'm trying to wear away some of the areas so it pulls up a couple of the first layers, like the gold, but it's just not showing. So we may have to kind of just hand doctor some gold into the piece so that it's still there. But I'm okay with some of the kind of purple being around the outside of our little cutouts because I feel like it just further makes it look geode. And I'm going to just say that geode is a word. All right, so I'm going to clean up all of the remnants of spray paint and any adhesive that was in there. Cool. Now I'm going to show you just right here what it would look like if you didn't want to do the tape deal. I'm just going to use a little bit of my nail to push down and just open another one right there. And so as you can see, the color that's directly under the white will be what's most prominent when you start to remove the color. Well, the spray paint. Now this one is quite a bit larger, and I'm actually gonna do a little bit of hand painting, I think, around this one as soon as I get my main shape going. I'm gonna add some more glitter because what? Glitter is always an option. And I'll say it till my last breath because glitter is awesome. Granted, not a fan of, you know, plastics that get into the ocean and all that. As a mermaid, very into protecting oceans, but I'm still into glitter. And I'm going to start getting a little bit more into the eco glitters. They're supposed to be safer for the environment. So, but I don't know enough about them yet to like fully get into it. Doing this will also bring back the shine of your little glitter druzy. So just use really good tape so you don't have to worry about adhesive coming off. Jeff told me when I picked up that tape that it was kind of trash tape. But you know, we're going to test it and see what we can find out on our own, right, ladies? You know I'm right. Okay, let's start removing some of the paint around our shape. Yes. I like it. Magenta really plays well with aquas. And if you are interested in learning more about color theory and why colors work well with each other, I'm going to be teaching a class in Seguin, Texas, the first weekend of November. It won't be my last one, so if you can't make this one, no stress. But I'm going to teach how to do ocean pours hands-on and give a little lesson on color theory and why it's important in your artwork or in your countertops, what have you.
Whoa. I see. So the undercolor kind of
Yeah, it comes out.
comes out.
So it kind of just highlights whatever your little pocket is. But I didn't let the gloss spray paint dry enough in between the layers, so yeah. I'm having some issues. But yeah. Listen, we do everything live on this channel so people can learn from our mistakes. We do the tests so you don't have to, and we make the mistakes so you don't have to. It does kind of look like a druzy stone, which was pretty much what I was going for. But I wanted to jazz this one up a little bit. So I brought out some of my Pebeo, listen, I don't know how to say it, so don't judge me. Mixation Relief. I'm not exactly 100% sure what this is meant for originally, but it says Geode on it. What I like to do is add little lines, and this is going to give a little bit of a texture because it's sitting up. Apparently we're going to have a little bit of a fat part in our line right there. It's cool. It's fine. It's whatever. We're not ashamed of how line weight can change a piece. Bam. Outline it just like that. And I'm going to let the piece itself dry a little bit more because it's still a little bit tacky from all the heat we put on it. It's still very warm. And this takes a little bit to dry anyways, but I'm going to go ahead and do another little bit. Probably this one because I made a little boo-boo. And give the rest of the piece a little time to dry, because if you were to try to put glitter on this piece now, it's going to stick everywhere, including places where you may not have wanted it. So I'm just going to let it rest. I'm not going to rush through that bit. Yes, at RK3. I still wear glitter spray and I'll never stop loving glitter. Damn, that's going to look so good. When I grow up and have my own house, it's going to have glitter grout. Nope. What's up, Julie? So if you don't add any pressure, you can wipe off some of that color that came out. But I like to leave a little bit of it because it really gives more to that relief, distressed look, you know? I'm just gonna clean the center of this one out. You think I should put another geode over here? Geode. Glitter is a necessity. Seconded. Fully agree to that. Yeah, the November 5th is going to be at RK3. All of this is kind of little particulates of my little alcohol paper towel here. And so if you want to use like a rag or an old shirt, you won't have to worry about your paper towel, words are hard, like pilling like this, if you use something that's made of a cloth instead of, you know, paper. I wish some of the gold came out, but it's fine. I'll put gold glitter. I'm actually going to use burnt caramel glitter from Just Resin. I had rejarred it because I had so much of it because I was using a lot at one point for my lip series. You can make one. You got that one right there.
Why do you have to use gloss?
I don't know. I've seen people use satin, and I feel like that's a better call because gloss just takes too long to dry. We don't have that much satin in the house. We only have gloss and matte. I feel like I read somewhere that it just works better, like it does the things better, but I don't know. That's just what I have read somewhere. How's Claire doing? She's doing okay. She's got her chemo dialed in finally, so it's not, I mean, it's still making her sick, but it was not fun for her. I mean, obviously it's not fun for everybody, including Clara, but for a minute there, they had her, I guess, the dose off a little bit, or something wasn't right, and they had to go in.
Because it was on that blue thing.
So we found the tape I wanted to
It
use.
was blending in.
It was blending in. mean, I can see why they call this distressed because that looks pretty distressed. You can hand paint that raised with gold. You can. I'm not going to be painting it with gold. I'm going to be using some glitter. Also, thanks for saying that because I almost just stuck my hand into that area. All right, that's enough. That. I just need to get all the pilling off. Cancer does indeed suck. But she's got a great attitude about it. She's definitely a fighter. She's got some amazing sons to help her. And she knows she can call me if I need to drop what I'm doing and come down there because do what you can for your friends, you know? All right. So everything around this is pretty not sticky anymore. Where I just hit the other side with something. The acetone, it is still tacky. So I'm going to try to do this vertically so that it doesn't fall around. It just falls off. Cool. Waste not, want not. All right.
Waste not, want not.
It's a real thing. It's real. Ugh. All right. I'm just going to not do that again. I'm going to just use a rough bristled brush to kind of just clean this up a little bit. I kind of don't mind having that glitter on the outside of it, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'll try to keep it clean. But I really like it outside of the lines that I had assigned it to be in. Any clean, rough bristle brush will do the trick for that. And then the back of it is glitter free. Sweet. All right, let's close this and get it out of the way. I agree. I think it brings it to life as well. And actually, I think I'm going to let's just see on this one if we like it with just a gold paint pen. I'm sure you charge it.
That wet paint might not work that well.
I'm trying to give it a regular kind of flow. You know, as geodes do. Nice. Which do you guys like better, the gold paint pen or the gold glitter? Thank you, Jerry. Have a great day. Like, should I add a gold line on this one? And should I add a glitter line on this one? glitter, duh. I mean, I don't even know why I asked. I should have known. Who even am I? What if I just did a Magneta line of glitter? That's purple. If you've ever been to my house, you've seen the absolute madness that is my glitter collection. It's madness. Absolute. That one's good. Okay, to add this glitter or to not. I know you guys are going to say add it, so I'm just going to go ahead and put the glue down. I'm just going to follow this line that I already put down. And yes, this will give this area a texture. But that is okay. Who says tumblers have to be just flat? You could use a glitter glue pen. I don't see why that would be an issue at all. It should work just fine. Now some of this is still tacky, but we're gonna just do our north-south glitter. If you're interested in this glitter, this is Candy Pink by Just Resin. Ooh. Whew. Waste not, want not. I guess I could have done this first. Brush away the excess. It is not as easy to see on this one where the excess is, but we'll find it. I thought that would work, didn't. I accidentally left a little bit too much away on that one. So I'm just gonna fix my little oops right here. You know what a forgiving medium is? Glitter. The downside about glitter is it's glitter and it's gonna get everywhere, and you just better be cool with it because you can't stop it. That is a love letter from glitter to you. Yeah, you can definitely use glitter glues. Like there's no problem with that at all. Or any other mediums that you guys want to know about what you can use. It doesn't have to be a resin question or a glitter question. Let me know your questions. All right. I think I'm going to add a gold line on this one. Yes, this is the cup I did the other day. This is looking awesome. I would have been too scared to do this. Well, listen, anything you do really with resin can be intimidating because resin has a little bit of a learning curve and you don't want to waste it. It's not exactly something cheap to work with. I'm just using an acetone rag to lightly wipe away some of this glitter. It is going to take off some of your spray paint, so don't add any pressure unless you just want to add a whole bunch of more distressed look. But I don't mind the glitter being a little bit out of the realm. But yeah, I'm glad I helped you with a little bit of comfortability with this process, with this this process, because it's a lot of fun to do and I think everybody should do it at some juncture. I was gonna put this on the outside, but I think I'm gonna put this line on the inside. Negative, not gonna do that. Not gonna be able to see it. So if you try to use a paint pen and it looks watered down, then where is this light coming from? Oh, okay. And it looks kind of watered down like this. It means you didn't shake it and charge it enough to get the paint and what makes the paint fluid shake up and mix together. So just make sure you shake up your paint pens and charge them, which means pushing the nib into the body of the pen. So again, I'm following the shape I've already made, but I may come out wider in some areas, but always following the general shape of what we already put down. And you can use other paint pens if you wanted to. Let me pull, let's say this one. Usually when we use a matte paint pen, we'll use Posca. You can get them from Amazon. They need to be charged, just like the metallic paint pens. But these are water-based, so if I don't like what I'm about to do, I can just wipe it off. You guys tell me if I should keep that line. You did your first pour with underpainting yesterday, made a huge difference. Well, that's awesome. So what do you guys think of this line? Should I leave it? Should I scrub it?
Leave it.
I think so too. So since we chose to leave it, I'm going to put it on this one, but it's a little bit hazy because apparently I did not get all the paint off of the inside. I only noticed it when it hit natural light, so just gonna finish clearing that off. Beautiful, love it, stunning. Linda Evangelista. Yes, her face is looking really good lately. She's like getting back into modeling. Like the white line? Sweet. Yes. Tomorrow is our first crime and craft. Super excited about that. I don't know about that. Sweet. Now, the only thing left to do is to let our glitter lines complete their drying. And then adding a layer of resin, just like we did on the first layer of this piece. Just mix up about an ounce and wipe it on. So if you don't want to see any more of me just wiping away spray paint, class is dismissed, but I'm going to stick around, answer any questions you have, and I'm going to do just this one more, and then we're going to do the giveaway. But you don't have to stick around if you don't want to. Don't forget, there's a code on our website right now if you want to get 15% off. The code is restock. Looks like this. And also make sure you use good tape so you don't have to worry about the adhesive sticking to your this when you use any type of heat. So I would recommend the frog tape. Also, we like to use this 3M blue tape. Also, if you don't want to deal with your paper towel pilling, then use an old shirt or a rag. I would just go ahead and do the decorative work around these areas with you guys, but if I do that, I'm going to end up taking it off with all this aggressive wiping. I'm going to switch to a rag. Rags, yeah. How long do you let that dry? I would do layer of, okay, when you ask how long I let it dry, are you asking about the spray paint layers or the glue? I should have let the spray paint layers dry for like, I don't know, using gloss, maybe 30 minutes in between each layer. You just let the glue lines dry until they're dry. It depends on how thick of a line you put down on how long it's going to take for your adhesive to dry. And also different adhesives have different dry times. And since I put those lines on pretty thick, I'm going to have to address that when I get back from taking my driver's test. I feel like such a child. Which also I feel like gives me a little bit of license to whine a little bit. I don't want to. That just sounds like my regular.
Am I going to have to drive you?
No, you don't have to drive me.
But what if you fail and they're like, who's going to pick you up? Or how did you get here?
I drove with my husband, and he's across the street at Taco Bell. You just got to prepare an answer. It'll be fine. Don't none of y'all call them and tell them I'm driving myself to my driver's test. Galen, I'm so glad you love this. I really like this look too. Let's let some of the red show a little bit more on this one. I just put my whole finger in that line of glitter, so I'll have to fix that. All right, now let's clean this one up. Snitches get stitches, see? Fam. Here we go, cleaned that center area out. Now we'll clean up a little bit of the purple on the outside. Just by lightly brushing. And also make sure you brush in a good north-south pattern, style, trajectory, I don't know, so that your lines of color that end up being smeared, if you do decide to keep them, stay like cohesive with the piece. And if you want to, you can also take off just a little bit of the color by just rubbing ever so gently. And so you can just make only the purple come out, or you can work down into some of the other colors that you put on. I like to use my nail to really get that color up. And if you wanted to, you could go all the way down to the substrate, which in our case is the glitter layer. Just have a lot of acetone handy because it takes a little bit. There, a little peekaboo. I think this is a really fun and unique way to make something really yours, you know? At least in my opinion. Definitely the biggest takeaway is going to be use quality tape. You just had Taco Bell? Now I want Taco Bell. What do you guys usually get from Taco Bell? I'm a Mexican pizza type of gal. So Sarah, you say you have a hard time keeping the resin, like mixing small amounts, trying to keep it at 1-to-1. All the graduated measuring cups are for like, I guess at least like 4 ounces. And so what I do is I'll use medicine cups. You can get these little medicine cups on Amazon. I just fill up one to say 4 grams and the other to 4 grams. And it always ends up being the right amount for this size. I cannot speak on like the super, like the taller tumblers. I don't know why this looks so hazy. I'm gonna see if I can clean you guys up some. That's better. It's like I just woke everyone up. Okay. Quality tape pens for sure. All right, I didn't mess up that one. I did hit this right here, but now my sticky is outside of that line that we had. So I'm just gonna wait for this to cure and I'll go back in and fix that. Should I geode these ones since I have you guys with me still? You like where this is going? Well, thank you. How do you come up with your ideas? They always seem to work out fantastically. Today is not one of those days. I didn't let my spray paint dry in between layers. And you can see where it's cracking down here. See this crack and this crack? It's just like crazing that happens with like acrylic paints. If you do acrylic pours and you have a pour that's too thick, you'll get cracking or crazing where the top layer dries faster than the bottom layer. And so when paint dries, it shrinks. But if the bottom is still fluid, then it's going to shrink and shift instead of just shrink and stay because it's moving on the wet paint that hasn't dried yet because it hasn't had exposure to air or heat like the top layer. And so it's going to dry a different. There's science, and I can't tell you science terms. I can only tell you e-science. But yeah. And I come up with my ideas. A lot of them I get inspired by other people. When Jeff and I take a break from our shop, which is not that often, but when we do, we will take inspiration trips. Where we just go out and look around, essentially, find new things to be inspired by. Sometimes it's color, sometimes it's a texture. You kind of never know what it may be, but we always try to find something to get inspired by when we're out and about. I feel like there should be not that, but maybe bring it up in. I think I like that. So yeah, our vacations are always like inspo getaways. I have medicine cups, but pouring from a jug of resin is tricky, and I always end up so dumping too much in. Maybe I should pour the resin hardener in smaller bottles if they aren't heavy. 1 second. So sometimes when we're working on a lot of smaller pieces or like smaller molds, we'll put our resin into something like this. This is just a really big ketchup bottle that has a little lid on it. Make sure if you do this to label A and B, because that could be a bad mistake to not know which one's which. And then when you store them, if this is a good seal, you can store them upside down in a bucket, like an old resin mixing bucket. That way, when you go to use them, you can take them out top to top and then just squeeze the amount you want out, and you don't have to wait for it to come down. Or if it doesn't have a good seal, just leave it sitting straight up. But that's a lot of times what we'll do if we have like a jug with just a little bit of resin in it and we need to go ahead and open the next one. We'll just let it drain out into one of these for future smaller projects. Little fun fact pro tip for you guys. But there's a whole bunch of little smaller size cups on Amazon. I hope that helps. When you have a bunch of different shapes like this, it's important to incorporate all the different ones as you go. So when I come up on another one that's really close and I'm doing lines, I just bring it in. And so if I do another line, I'll just do a little something in there. But I like these little outlying I guess I have to bring this one in now. I'm not sure if I like how that flow is going, so I'm going to try to change it. It's just a little bit too smooth. Okay, Bowie. Try to just fix what that looks like. Also, going over a gold paint pen when it's wet is a bad idea. Just let it dry if you have to add different kind of like layers, because it will get kind of like scratchy like that. When I do geodes, I do a lot of different line weights because nothing is fully perfect or cohesive in nature. And so I find that the little errors tend to bring your piece to life sometimes. that works. I like that. But thank you, David. So I think I like how that looks. We need to bring up some gold into this little split we have right here. And then I'll color it in with a thicker one. Smarter, not harder, they say. Or so I hear. There. Love it. Okay, that needs to dry real quick so we can add our glitter. I think I'm gonna go with the burnt caramel colored glitter as opposed to the still beautiful, but a little bit erratic. Nope, not doing that yet. Candy pink. Also, while that's drying and I'm waiting, I'm going to go ahead and put the center white line on these. It's coming out kind of milky, so I had to charge it. Now I'm going back over to make sure the lines work together. Nice. Dumping too much in. Maybe I should pour the resin hardener in a smaller bottle. Yeah. Loving the fat gold, same. I think it brings out something really nice. And so a lot of people may have like freaked out and had a bad time with the piece because of, it didn't go how I wanted it to initially. But honestly, I think the secret to having really nice resin art is to let it kind of do what it's going to do and just help it to do that. My most successful pieces of artwork are just when I let the materials kind of do what they look like they're going to do and then just help them to do that. I'm definitely not a portrait artist because that wouldn't be very conducive to that kind of application, but for what I do, I think it works. Now I feel like there's a big void here. I could leave it plain to let it balance, or does it seem out of place? I'm just gonna let it rotate. You guys tell me. Kat says, yesterday my pink turned like copper, was weird, but still looked great. I think it was quality issue. Could be. Could definitely be quality issue. Sometimes you just never know what will dilute a color, but typically it's if it's too much heat, it can dilute it, and it can also be a quality issue. Also, it could be both of those issues. So I think I like the balance of having a lot going on and then nothing going on. Now, my last question is, should I tie in these little dudes into kind of a geode look like I did this one, or let those guys live? Was a new mica, not usual brand. Oh. Leave them? I think so too, but I always like to get y'all's opinion. that is still tacky, so we're going to go ahead and glitter up that area. I'm going to take it off to do this one because I smudged some of the pink and I don't want it to get into my pink. And again, we're going to pour the glitter downwards so that we don't have to worry about it getting into the other color lines. I can blow glitter in my house like that because it's already everywhere. Just make sure if you're blowing your glitter, you don't do it over your overflow glitter down here, because I've done that and then it goes everywhere and then you're just sitting there with a face of glitter that is wasted. It doesn't take a lot of pressure to knock glitter off that isn't supposed to be somewhere, unless it is tacky for some reason, which would mean your paint wasn't dry. You still, like right here, I don't know, I may have been too close. Right here, this little line of glitter that's right there, that's from the paint not being dry. But I'll tell you what, I'm into it. Also, don't mind all my bug bites that I'm still dealing with. What do you think about that? I really like that little bit of glitter that stayed there and stayed here. Ugh. Okay. I think I'm going to leave those. I guess while I have this, no, yes. Okay, I'm gonna set this down. I'm gonna clean this up and we're gonna fix the pink part. We'll see what we got. Yes, it is just like the beginning of a fracture. Okay, we're gonna put a little bit of our glue down. I'm using this PBO or Paybeo or however you say it. Words are hard, because it is the finest point glue or adhesive applicator that I found. I'm probably pushing it, trying to get another little mini fracture directly in the center of this, but we're gonna give it a go. See if we can do it. Okay, I'm scared. And I'm just going to sprinkle it on right over this. You know what I didn't use that I should have is Oaklawn. Oaklawn, if you don't know, is an amazing glitter that has some kind of magic power in it that makes it lay out in a perfect rainbow every time. I don't know why. I don't know what the sorcery in it is, but it does, and it's always amazing looking. Now, a lot of people after doing the glitter stage will go in and do a couple layers of Mod Podge to seal the glitter into where it is so it doesn't kind of float up into your resin. But me personally, I'm cool with it. Resin's gonna resin, and it never disappoints me. So this color is actually candy pink from Just Resin. You can find it on my website, artistofdeath.com, and use this code RESTOCK for 15% off. Today is the last day for that. So yeah, I think I'm largely okay with where we're at with this. What do you guys think? Where should I add? Where should I take away? If this was your piece, what would you change about it at this point? Then tell me what you wouldn't have done, because I can't go back and change that now. All I can do is handle it from here.
What time do you have to leave? Did you say that house?
I think so. I'm not sure, but I think so. So when this dries, by the time I get back from my driver's test, I'll be ready to do a flood coat on it. And so I'll put a short up of how to do that. I agree, Kat. Thank you for that. So if you guys have any questions, let me know about that. Otherwise, let's do giveaways. I'm just going to put this over here. And these are what Jeff has made to go into the 3 grab bags we gave away yesterday and the 2 I'm going to do today. These are little cute keychains. Have a little boop right here. And there's a little keychain hole. Don't tell them I'm doing this. I just want to see. Just let it happen. Wait. Okay. I don't know why I thought I needed to do this, but I definitely thought I needed to do this just now, because this little applicator tip fits perfectly in the little etched out void we've got here. And so I'm gonna make one glittery. But you guys tell me, should I use the pink glitter since it's outlined in pink? I feel like I should probably use either that burnt caramel glitter. Oh, by the way, this color that we used is burnt caramel from Just Resin, and this one is candy pink from Just Resin. Both of them are available on my website, artistilldeath.com. If you're interested, you can use the code that will expire tonight. It is restock, and it is for 15% off of the entire website. Support my small business and get yourself some materials on sale. Who doesn't love a sale? All right. I also have a silver glitter and a white glitter that would look good in here. But you guys let me know what you think. They are not 3D printed. They are cut just like our stir sticks are, which is another thing I wanted to show you guys. These limited editions have our little Artist Till Death A in it. Hope you can see that. Maybe you can see it better on, nope. Okay. You can see that? Hope so. Both. Okay. I haven't done an ombre with glitter in a long time, but I'm going to do it for you guys. Got the solid part down. Now we just need to fade it upward a little. Just a little. Okay, got that one. We're going to do the other side. Stop trying to contaminate my colors, fuchsia. I guess it's candy pink, it's not fuchsia. And on this one, I'm just going all the way down with it. I would do that. Oh, I love it. Beacon, look at what I did to your thing. B, you didn't even see it. All right, enough playing around. I have to give you guys some stuff and also probably study. I don't know. Do people study for these now? Okay. I guess I'm just going to write whoever's name right next to this. So I have one more grab bag to give away of all of these awesome products that was gifted back to me because a subscriber of ours is downsizing. So she just had a bunch of resin art and some artisu, which is from way back in the day. It was one of the first products that I used. And then some primary elements. If you don't know, this jar is $17. And so she donated quite a bit for me to give away to you guys. And so here's my handy dandy pencil. Clear myself some space to write names. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pick a number because last time I feel like the new subscribers didn't know a lot of the things that I was asking because they're new. So I have a handy dandy this. So we're just going to play pick a number. And I think we have about 30 people in the chat. So I'm just going to put it down to 30 so there aren't that many. Is Vamp still in here? You guys know? He needs the bag. Lag was horrible too. Yeah. Last time it was not awesome. So, all right, Vamp, I'm going off of this to watch the numbers. So whoever guesses the number first will win. And so I'm going to take this off screen to hit it because I don't want you guys to know. And don't start guessing yet because it won't count what number it chooses until it's ready. And so the first person that picks the right number wins. And the first one I'm going to give away is this one and the last grab bag. And then this one is going to be the last grab bag. These are what I'm going to give away first. And then we'll give away this one and the last grab bag last. So these first four are just for the stir sticks and the keychains. And the last one's for the final grab bag. Okay. Okay. So for this one, and then whoever wins it can tell me if they want glitter added to it. This one, ready, start guessing numbers. I'm spinning. See, it's spinning. Nope, I can't show you. Okay, I have a number. And so first person to pick it. Oh my goodness. Okay. Diana, I think you won because the number was 17, as you can see right here. So Diana, I'm not even going to try to pronounce your last name. Tighe. Bayers. Bayers. If I don't have your shipping address, if you haven't ordered from me before, then shoot me an email at thornton@artisttilldeath.com. .com. One number per person. Should have said that sooner. But we're going to do it again. So that number is still in the running. You can still choose 17 if you want to. One number per person. Ready, go. And that is for this one. Okay, looks like Galen won this one because the number was 2. Is that the first one you saw too? Vamp is Galen's. I should have it. Sweet. Okay, now the next one. Oh, that was for last picks. Okay, so well, no one guessed that. I'll still send you this one, Galen, but we'll do another one for this one. Okay. But sure, no one really was guessing. Okay, so maybe I'll just lower it down to 20. Let me see what the last comment is. Okay, so after Galen's 26. I'm still going to give this to Galen because that was my bad. So now I know. Okay. So now we're going to guess again for this one. And then the next one's going to be the ombre one. And then the one after that is going to be the grab bag one. Okay, I have a new number. No one's guessed it yet. Still nobody. Still nobody. Diana's got the right idea. She posts it and then... No, we're not doing closest. We're just letting people guess. And then if no one guesses it, then we're just going to open it up for multiple guesses. And you can win more than one. So don't hold off trying to just get the grab bag. Still nobody. I feel like you guys have guessed every number. There you go, Kat. The number was 7. Okay, now for this one. Ugh. Okay. So, all right. Y'all start guessing.
What are they guessing?
A number.
37.
No.
44.
No.
65.
No.
1 to what?
1 to 20.
Huh?
1 to 20.
20.
No.
1, 2, 3, 7, 12, 13.
Kat, you won another one.
What was the number?
9. Okay, this last one is for the final grab bag. And so I'm going to put it back to 30. All right, Vamp, you tell me when the reset is. It's probably right after Kat Johnson's. Yay! Okay. You guys start guessing because here we go. This is for the final grab bag, 1 through 30. Got a number. Damn, you are always reset. Still no one's guessed it. You know, when it goes so long that no one's guessed it, I always second guess myself, and I'm like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, did I remember the wrong number? I wish it was number 2 because that's my favorite number. Still nobody. Oh, Kat, are you? Bam, do you see Kat with number 4 first? Because it was number 4. So I will be doing another giveaway next week, but tune in tomorrow for our Crime and Craft, where I am going to tell you the story about Dalia DiPolito and her crazy plot to kill her husband. Her interrogation interview is bananas. They staged the whole scene in order to get her to confess. Cops was there, the police were there. It was madness. I can't wait to show you guys that video, but it will be premiering tomorrow night at 6 Central. I will be, if I can figure out how to do a premiere, I'll be in the chat feed as well. It will be pre-recorded, but it'll be like a live and have like the little chat feature on the side. So you and I can talk about the case as it's going on. And I hope you guys tune in for that. It's going to be so amazing. Very excited with that. Definitely need to look that case up. Sounds awesome. Definitely do. It is Dalia DiPolito. I don't know if you guys can see that. Dalia DiPolito. Annie Elise has a good one on it. Stephanie Harlow has a good one on it. There's a lot of people that have good information. So I hope you guys grab a beverage of your choice, sit down, and let me tell you the story of Dalia DiPolito while I create a piece of artwork while telling you the story. So anyways, if you are interested in 15% off my website, use the code RESTOCK. Today is the last day for 15% off. That is for if you want to get this awesome glitter that we use. This is Oceanic or any of the other ones or any of the pigment paste, whatever I have on there, it's 15% off through midnight tonight. I hope you all have an awesome evening. Be kind to one another because you never know what someone's going through. Give good juju. For me, going to take a 16-year-old level driving test. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the chat tomorrow. But till then, be kind to one another because you never know what someone's going through. And always remember to leave me your thumbs and that we do the test so you don't have to. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Reset. Bye.